Scout, very good to see you.
Hello.
Very good to have you on again.
Yes, I'm happy to be back. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having me in the backyard
Yeah, it's quite lovely here.
Is it Highland Park?
We're in Highland Park.
Mm-hmm.
I think close to Pasadena, close to Glendale.
We'll figure that out later.
Okay.
We'll edit it in post.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like it here. It's very nice. Yeah, it's got a nice feel. It's very quiet.
Yeah, it's quiet. Besides, there's a rooster right outside the bedroom window I have. And it seems a little bit more consistent now, but when I was here in November, it was going off at like 10 p.m. at night. And it's like, this rooster is confused, you know. I heard roosters all the, in my life, through my life. And never had I heard a rooster go off at like 10 p.m., 3 a.m. Just a really confused rooster. And it seems now either I got used to it or, I only hear it at like 7 a.m. proper, like sunrise, 6:30. So, but no, it's a different kind of noise than New York street noise with all the fighting and screaming and commotion and cars, horns, sirens, dogs, tears, wheels.
There's no roosters in
No,
in
I
your
saw a
park?
goat once at the park by my house, and I thought that was really interesting. Like, where does this goat stay? How are they? And
It's subletting, right? Or
yeah, I guess so. But I would love to have a goat. That's a dream.
I mean, you could have it here. Right?
I know. I think it would, be all right with the rooster.
I mean, just create a farm,
Yeah.
knock down that wall, and then just have a
Yeah,
whole.
well, that wall seems quite permanent, being cement blocks. I built a wall like that with my grandpa once.
Was he a bricklayer?
Yeah, he did all sorts of stuff, and the cousins we would help him out with all these different home renovations and things, and we built a stone. It was more like stone, but also cement blocks as well. This wall.
Do you feel like you did a good job on that wall? Looking back on it now.
Yeah. I mean, it's still there.
Okay, still standing.
Yeah.
Okay, integrally.
Integrally. Structural integrity. Oh, integrity. Oh, yeah, integrally. I love that word.
Integrally.
Integrally.
Not integrity.
Are those two different words?
I don't even think
Integrally.
integrally.
I thought integrally is to have integrity.
We'll fix it in post. It's fine.
Okay.
It is good to see you, though, Scout. We've seen each other, I believe, 3 times since you first came on.
Yes, you've come to my shows. Thank you. I love seeing you out there in the crowd.
Yeah, you know me. I'm dancing. I'm moshing.
Yeah.
I'm stage diving.
Crying. Singing along to every word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to stop me
It
from
makes
singing.
me feel seen seeing you out there.
I'm out there. I'm supporting.
Thank you.
No,
I need it.
But three-ish times.
Mm-hmm.
Once in Fullerton.
Yes. At the Continental Room.
Bingo. Yeah.
With a Cramps cover band.
Yeah, you played with the Cramps. That was cool.
Yeah, I played with the Cramps. That was awesome. And solo. I learned so much on that tour.
Was that one of the first? No, I mean not one of the first ones, but an interesting one to go solo.
Yeah, it was interesting. This, but I learned a lot on that tour. Is what I'll say. That was a very formative tour. Playing with a band and then playing solo like that, and reviewing it, revising it throughout the tour, seeing what worked, what didn't work. That was early on. So, but I loved playing with the Cramps. They were super fun. I loved that curtain.
I hope we got the rooster sound on here.
I'm sure this rooster will go off again. Yeah.
I really hope that picked up. But that's like your alarm clock if you're taking
just
a nap or something.
My background music, kind of the driving force of my new songs.
Very ambient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just the crooning in the rooster's voice, I relate to.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah.
It's surprising that before we started recording, and when we were chatting before, not a peep out of the rooster.
No, it knows. It's got eyes.
Yeah. I'm sure that won't get annoying. It'll be fine. Okay, yeah. So playing with the Cramps, that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Teenage Goo Goo Muck, I believe, is the name of the cover
Yeah.
band.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the second time I saw you was that at
Zebulon, I believe. Yeah.
So I played solo again. And then you saw the Build-A-Band Hush Stay Quiet premiere this last November.
I sure did.
What did you think about that show?
I liked it. I thought that I was going to be late. I got great parking. And for the folks at home, that was at Brain Dead Studio on Fairfax. Yeah, Fairfax. Never been there before. I thought I was going to be late. But I got a parking spot right up front. That's very rare for me.
Wow.
Very exciting. And I got a beer, which is nice that they had those refreshments there.
Yeah.
And I came on inside, and I was surprised that it was just like theater seating. I knew that they had a theater there. I didn't know what it looked like at all, but
it was like a theater show. It reminded me. Yeah, it was crazy playing on that stage with those lights, but really, really cool. And that theater has been there for a while. There's some spooky tales about it. I've heard some rumors about.
Why is that? Why do theaters have like this lure of ghosts or ghouls?
Because art is creepy.
Yeah.
Oh boy, hopefully this rooster, we'll see. But that was a really cool show, just building the band and doing that and having my mom there. And yeah, it was a great experience. I loved Lena's performance, who opened, and the Q&A with Julie, and just having our friends there. And it was a great show, and doing the Build-A-Band tour was a radical and stressful experience. I had done, since we last saw each other from Zebulon, I had done a lot. I went on a South by Southwest and Treefort tour with a band, and we called ourselves the Even Bigger Band, just because I like to name the variations of my bands. Have fun with it. And just because we were going as a 4-piece, and in New York we were used to playing like as 5-piece, 6-piece, and we were just trying to like fill the space out as a 4-piece. And I really truly love playing as a 4-piece. It's I like having more elements on stage, but it's just great to dial it in with 3
4 is the
others.
magic number.
Yeah, I think it's nice. And that was a crazy tour, touring down to South by. And then from South by, we went to L.A., toured to L.A. to play Genghis Cohen, and had to get to Treefort within, a week of South by and Treefort. You know, it was we played El Paso and Phoenix and then L.A., and then we drove 2 hours north to get closer to Salt Lake, played Salt Lake City the next. It was crazy. It was a 10-hour drive. My guitarist got food poisoning, bless his soul. And we made it to that gig barely. We were late after the first performer had even performed. We basically rolled up and played. And
sound checking while playing.
Yeah, no, and actually we were so tired when we got there. I said, forget about the set list. We are jamming tonight. And we played all new songs.
A couple of Fish covers.
Yeah, Fish covers. Yeah, we just jammed because it was just so wild getting there, and I just had to just let it out, you know.
And that's in Boise, right?
That was in Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City, okay.
And then from Salt Lake City we went to Boise.
Okay, for the
Treefort, which was amazing. Such a great experience doing that. And then we toured back towards New York, and then we went on another tour, Sarah Shook and the Disarmers. And then over the summer, in June, I started recording my demos for my second body of work, Seriously, and went to Burlington, Vermont, and threw a lot of paint at the walls, tried a lot of things out, sounds out, and also recorded and filmed the short Hush Stay Quiet in June. And then went on a 1-week tour and called that tourcation because it was in the Outer Banks and the North Carolinas, and just like a week, so easy after doing a month and a half of touring and the no roof, no floor touring and all of that. And then did an August tour and then did the Build-A-Band tour. So that's what I had. And then I recorded also more more of the second body of work. And then did the Build-A-Band tour, which was great. I was like, I can't do a full U.S. tour. How can I do this in a cost-effective way and get to, the City of Angels and Nashville and my hometown? And it worked out very seamlessly, and had to put a lot of trust into it and heard different things from different musicians, and that made me want to even re-record some stuff.
Going back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Going back to shop.
So you haven't been doing much? Just
Nah, chilling.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah. And I'm about to be touring a lot again soon, which is crazy.
And then more chilling after that?
More chilling.
Cool.
We chill on the way,
Right. Do you find time to chill while on these tours?
Yeah, one of my favorite things to do on tour, if I have the time, is to get to when we get to the venue after load in, to just explore by myself and go on a walk alone. If I can, go to a record store or just anywhere just alone, to be alone. Because you don't get much time on tour to do that, but you have to make time. Like in the morning, I'll wake up earlier to go outside of where we're staying. And, just make sure I'm carving time for that. If I'm in the bathroom taking a shower, sometimes I'll just stand in the shower for 10 more minutes than I would in New York because I'm alone.
Have you ever been to a place that had a shower at the venue?
Yes.
And did you take a shower there?
No.
Would you take a shower at a venue? Depends on the venue, I guess.
It depends on the venue, I guess. It just really all depends. I like being able to get to wherever we're sleeping and being able to shower and get ready before load in even, and then get the final round of getting ready after sound check. But, and on this European tour coming up, I hear that, my accommodations are within the venue, so I'm curious on if there will be showers there. I think so. So I guess I'm going to try that out.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, I think I'll shower like right before going on stage. Just make sure I'm like freshly showered.
That might be a wild feeling though.
Yeah, and I'll make sure it's a really cold shower.
Well, yeah, right? Do you usually take cold showers or hot showers?
Hot showers.
Yeah.
Which I know it's bad for your skin and
Is
hair.
It?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm thinking about it when you swim in the ocean. It's like you're so refreshed. Your hair looks amazing. Your skin feels amazing. It doesn't dry it out too much, but I think I heard that hot showers dry out your hair and skin. And it's mentally good for you to take a cold shower. But I'm a baby. I like to just be coddled. And I'm also a bit masochistic with my showers at times, when I'm just like, I need to feel. I'll make it really hot, like the shower.
You could also do that on the opposite end, though, and just make it super cold. And
yeah,
feel that.
But the hot, I like the cold. The cold is too much feeling.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I heard that you should take cold showers in the morning to like wake yourself up. But
I've done it a few times and it works actually. But I go swimming a lot back in New York.
Where are you swimming?
The Metropolitan Pool. It's the New York Parks and Rec. It's a great membership. It's very affordable for a year, and I was on the swim team in high school and stuff, and I've always loved it, and been doing that a lot, and I shower after that, and those are actually cold showers, and it's a cold pool, lukewarm, lukewarm cold.
Do you ever go to the beach in New York? Or
All the time. In the summer, as much as I possibly can, and in the winter as well. Like just last week, it was about to be a new moon in Aquarius, and me and my best friend drove to Rockaway late at night and went to Lenny's bar. It's like Lenny's Clam Bar. It's right by Rockaway Beach, and it's great. It's iconic. It's an Italian restaurant, and just really great bread. And then we went to the ocean, and we were the only car in the parking lot, and we had the beach to ourselves. You know, we had to rent it out through the state of New York to make sure we had the property to ourselves.
Right. And I heard that to pull a permit like that it's not hard at all. That's the easiest permit to get.
Yeah, very, very easy. I know a guy who knows a guy.
Super in and out, even not knowing anybody.
We got the beach to ourselves, and it was lovely. I think it's underrated. People don't like to go to the beach at night, or when it's cold, and the ocean's right there. And I love it. I love the water so much.
Yeah. Have you been to the beach over here ever? Have you gone a couple of times?
I have not this trip, but in the past, yes. I actually haven't swam that much in this ocean. I feel like people swim in the ocean in New York more in the summer, but like everyone's in the water. Here, I haven't really swam that much here, which is kind of funny. Just kind of look at the water, which I love. I should get in there.
You should.
I've been in there a few times, but not enough.
Mm-hmm. I've never been into the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean for that matter.
Ocean. Oh, you got to try her out.
Yeah, I wanted to try it last time I went to New York, but I didn't make it.
Yeah, it's one of the best things about being out there is going to Rockaway Beach. No Roof, No Floor, my first record, was definitely inspired, and a lot of the ideas came from being at Rockaway Beach through the pandemic. I know some people who straight up don't like the beach.
I understand. I could see that.
Really, the sand or
yeah, it gets everywhere. I see the cons of it. I'm not saying that it's 100% complete. Yeah,
I see nothing wrong with it.
How do you feel about the mountains?
They're cool. Yeah.
Not as stoked on that.
I know. I love them. I love hiking in the mountains. I love, they look great. I do love hiking. I love anything outdoors. I love being outside.
What about the desert?
That's very cool, too. I love Joshua Tree.
Jade Tree?
Jade Tree.
Of course.
Gonna be back there this summer. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff coming up. It's exciting.
You're busy.
I'm a little busy.
Because I had to go through your management to even be able to send you a message about coming back on the podcast. You're that busy.
I did have a talk with my manager today, and she was like, "Oh, you're doing a pod." I'm not bad at. I'm not. Yeah, I haven't been able to make the transition of because I've been managing myself for so long. It's like I'm not used to going through another person.
Yeah, this tour that we spoke about very briefly only a few minutes ago, the European tour is being managed by somebody else, or it was put together by somebody else?
It was put together by Annabelle Booking, so it's the first headlining tour that I didn't book myself. And the last time I was in LA, I've been speaking with managers, and I kind of have a team right now of people that I've built myself. And with Annabelle Booking, it's crazy having someone else book your tour. I just have no idea what to expect. Truly, I'm just gonna show up and be there and have to meet these people and not already know them, which is exciting.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it's truly all of the unknown, and I've never been to most of these places. Never played out of I played Canada once, so that half counts. But I haven't played
that
out of the
100% counts. That's another country.
I know.
For sure.
I'm kidding. Yeah, we had to go through the border. It was actually crazy. And since I last saw you as well, I got a big van, a tour van.
Good.
So that's good. Brittany is her name. I can tell that story in a minute, but we'll get to that. It's kind
of we'll get to Brittany. Yeah.
But yeah,
I have it in my notes.
Okay, yeah. Make sure.
Yeah.
Highlight it.
Get my editor on that. Because, I have a whole team, too. It's not just me doing this alone. No.
Look at all this merch you have. You have
all the merch.
You have a headphone set right now, and I find it very suspicious. I know people are talking to you through there. You have a whole team of people cueing you.
I'm sorry, were you I was in the I got somebody in my can saying, yeah, we got to do an advertisement here in a minute. But before that...
European tour. It's
European
coming up
tour.
in like 3 weeks. March 6th I leave. So that's like 3 weeks away, which is absolutely bizarre. And I'm here in LA, not even in New York, which is super chill.
Would it feel different if you were in New York preparing for this?
Yes. I have been preparing for this in New York, and it's been a lot of preparation and a lot of thinking and budgeting and calculating and emails and spreadsheets. And it's a lot of darkness, no sun out there. And here I'm taking care of business, but in a slower way. Like I had a call today with my cousin who's helping me tour manage back end stuff and US stuff. God bless her soul. And also just help me organize everything.
Did she help with the wall back in the day?
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
She did. She was definitely there. Olivia, shout out.
Shout out to Olivia.
It's been very cool working with her in this way, and just today I was just like, okay, everything's been done. Our hotels are booked. We have a driver. The merch is figured out. I can exist, and just let it be. I've toured before. Not to this extent and all these different countries, but I'm ready.
That's awesome.
I was born for this. I was born for this.
That sounded really great in the cans, I'll tell you. My editor just told me, it's like, that's perfect. Is it kind of weird though, having this feeling of like, I'm not directing all of this. I'm kind of relinquishing some of the burden.
It is. It is challenging to trust fully, not knowing everything, but it's good, and it's given me more time to work on music and writing, and I would love to have more help because it's great. And there's a book called The Art of Asking that I need to refer back to because I've just been so independent and done everything DIY for so long, and it's unsustainable to do it that way. And asking for help and finding people who really believe in you and want to work with you and grow this thing with you in a way that's felt organic and natural and just at the right time. So just continuing to trust that process and trust that people are in it for your best interest and to help you, and that they have your back if you say, like, I really need help with this. Like, I can't do everything on my own. And write. I mean, I just want to write music and play all the time. So I need help.
And now you have a ghostwriter, or they're coming in soon?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah. For the folks at home, that was she picked up the lighter with the pig lighter, so that's...
Yeah, I have a little pig lighter that I got, and flames come out the nostrils, so it's like a guardian angel.
As it would on a regular pig, I would assume.
Yeah, definitely.
That's where the flames would come out.
So I am very excited for the European tour, and then I have I just announced a show with Marissa Nadler in Nashville. I'm returning to the Blue Room with Third Man Records.
Ooh, hey, all right.
In July, and wouldn't it be silly to just do one date? So that's all I'll say. So you can expect some more shows.
Very nice.
This year in 2024.
You're busy again.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, I had a psychic tell me I was going to be busy and gone a lot. But
and they were wrong or right?
The years keep coming and they don't stop coming. I keep saying that.
You should write that down.
It's there. Trust me. I had to write it down a lot to remember it because I kept getting it wrong. The years start coming, they don't stop going. No, it's coming and they don't stop coming. So, it's just crazy thinking about my year so far in advance, and I'm excited.
It's very exciting. Where's the first stop on the tour? Where do you fly into?
Milan. And what is really fun about that is my family back in the day used to host foreign exchange students. And they would stay with us for a full year. And we had 4 my whole life. And I get to see 3 of them on this tour.
Wow.
And Stefano, who lives in Italy just an hour outside of Milan, is going to meet my band right after we land and take us on a little tour in Milan. And then we'll drive to Florence, stay in Florence, and then the first show is in Florence. So that's extremely exciting. I just can't even believe it. I've been practicing Italian and learning Italian. I can't wait to be in Italy.
That's going to be awesome.
I can't even believe it. I really can't.
That's great that you're able to take some musicians with you on this tour.
I'm very, very, very grateful.
Yeah.
I have a good band for it.
Now, are these the same folks that I saw playing with you at the Brain Dead studio? Oh, different.
Well, besides the guitarist. So through this Build-A-Band tour, that I had done these 3 Build-A-Band shows in different cities, it was, like I said, it was a great experience seeing what players, how they interpreted your music. And when I was in LA in November, I got connected to so many musicians through the art of asking, asking a friend like, hey, I'm playing a show. Like, who do you know who could just come on for the show? And it happened quite organically. And I asked my friend River, who knows Julie Orlick, who shot my album cover and also my short, Hush Stay Quiet. And I said, I need a guitar shredder, for the show. And he said he couldn't do it, so he was going to ask around. And I hadn't heard from him in like 2 weeks. And I was like, what's up? Have you heard from anyone? And still hadn't heard. And he went to a party, and Omar from Great Spiders, his project is called Great Spiders, was based in Seattle for a long time. Was in LA, and I guess went to this party and was like, I just really want to play guitar, again with someone. So, and was a great player and interpreted my songs in a very intuitive way. And so I had him play at the Nashville gig, and then he's actually going to go on this European tour. And Ted Jameson, who also was at the Brain Dead show playing on bass, and he's been playing with me for 7 years, is going on the tour.
Oh, wow, okay.
And then the drummer is Abdon, and the drummer I had play for the recordings and stuff isn't wanting to do any touring and stuff like that, so I had to ask around, and a few people recommended Abdon, and it turns out that Abdon and Omar played together 20 years ago or something in a band for a while, so they know each other, have known each other for a long time, so it's going to be a great band. And it's been great practicing back in New York as a 3-piece, especially after all these Build-A-Band tours. There's like so much, arranging and orchestrating, and then really dialing it back in as a 3-piece and locking in rhythmically, and also allowing myself to explore more on guitar and filling that space out more. And then last night I had my first rehearsal with the LA band that I organized.
You got people everywhere.
It's been awesome. I'm so lucky. I just love when people love music and also love my music. It's so cool and are want to play with me. That's awesome. And this band is really good. Yeah, Nick Murray on drums. He played.
Oh, Nick Murray.
Yeah, he played on with the OC.
Oh yeah, he's a fantastic drummer.
Jay Heiselman, who is playing bass, owned Death by Audio back in New York, and yeah, so that was really exciting playing with a 4-piece after I've been practicing as a 3-piece with a different band. It's all really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really exciting.
It's so exciting. I have 2 shows this week and also recording, because I recorded when I was in LA in last November with Scott Cornish, and just everything's just been really natural and organic, and every time I come to LA I feel like it's happening with people are wanting to do things. Like you wanted to come over here and do this podcast. It's so cool.
Want is a...
You needed to, yeah. You have your whole team behind you.
Yeah, my team
pressuring
said you had to do this. I said, do I have to? No, of course. Yeah, and I do appreciate you making some time, and I'm glad that we were able to do this in person. It's great.
Yes.
And I'm glad that I'm able to add to the things to do in Los Angeles.
Yeah. It's awesome. It's keep me busy.
It's good.
Yeah. I want to be doing things. I'm alive. So
live.
Live. Oh, that's my motto. Just live a little.
That's what's on the new merch, or?
Live a lotta.
That's
actually live a lotta.
Live a lotta.
Scout Gillett lives a lotta.
So you're working with another touring company. I don't want to say touring company. What, a booking agent?
Mm-hmm.
You're working with a new booking agent. And you had the Road Dog tours. Now, is that still going to be a thing that you do, or are you kind of putting it to the wayside now?
I am still booking tours for other people and always actively doing that. And definitely people reach out to me all the time, and I try to help people out and make music and shows happen where and when, always. And with this upcoming year, I'm not really sure. I am getting help, I think, with this U.S. tour, as it would be a support tour and support shows. There might be a few shows, like I've already booked some on my own. It might be a mix, because I would love to have a U.S. booking agent and get on tours, but then again, I do know how to do it, and I've been able to work towards doing it sustainably on my own, which took a lot of failing and a lot of we're coming close to giving up moments. And I just think back on, even after my record came out, how great of a time that was, but how scary. I took a lot of risks and kept leaning into the wind and trying things, and I was so broke after touring, and it was really scary, and I just didn't know. Yeah, you just don't know. And when you don't have any money, and it's like I've been there, done that. I've not had money, but after giving so much of yourself and your work and your sharing a lot, and then being like, oh, I am like having a hard time feeding myself. Like, those are dark things to go through, but somehow persevered through all that, and I'm on the other end feeling all right, and things are more sustainable, and not, it's I've been able to, I think through touring, you're able to reflect a lot, and I've been able to reflect on how making all of these bold leaps and crossing my fingers has presented so much opportunity and presented a lot of growth throughout it, and knowing that I've been able to conquer through all of these things, and even getting my van. Let's talk about Brittany on this note, because that was a very, very brave, I can acknowledge it as a brave move, because I had to do this full U.S. tour, and I couldn't rent a van. It's so expensive to rent a van for a month, and you have to get a minivan, and you end up, it just smells so bad, and it's not yours. And when I first started touring, I was able to tour in a mini school bus. Rest in peace, Renee. And that was so great, having your own vehicle, and it branded the experience in a new way almost. It just kind of makes it more authentic. And I was like, I need to get a tour van. So I had this idea of flying to Missouri and having a one-way ticket there 2 weeks before the South by Southwest tour. And I said, I'm going to get a van.
Did you have any leads, or you're just going in cold?
Nothing. I had gone to Facebook Marketplace. I had perused. I had starred. I had favorited some things.
FBM, good place to start.
But I know that through those things, it has to be when you're there. And my ex-boyfriend, who's still one of my great friends, is a mechanic and helped me find a car. Jovan, shout out. Too vulnerable. Okay, anyways.
Shout out to Jovan for real.
Jovan.
Yeah, great mechanic.
Yeah, great
in
mechanic.
In the Independence area.
Yeah, I grew up in Independence. He was in Raytown, but we went to all of these places trying to find a van, and the first two like literally were like one we went to was gonna be, it was like a Dodge Caravan thing, and it was sold like moments before we got there.
Did you see it there? Did you see the guy driving off with it?
Really? It was literally like moments, and he was so nice, and and I was really sad. And then we looked at another one, and it was just not a good move. And then we found one on Facebook Marketplace, and it was in Liberty, Missouri, which is near my grandparents. And
by the stone wall?
No, other grandparents. And the stone wall's in Independence. Just to keep the facts straight for Wikipedia.
Right. Because I know people will be yelling at me in the comments, is that the stone place or not?
Yeah, I don't want to start any family drama.
We do want to clarify that.
So, and it was this van, this 17-foot long, 12-passenger van with a Ford Econoline 350, Super Duty, and had all these stickers just decked out everywhere. Just dream, butterflies, you know, all the local coffee shops, like just decked in stickers and, you know, wild looking. And on the back, it had a big black bold sticker, Free Britney. And when we drove up, I felt it in my heart. I said, this is it. And we walk up, and just one of those amazing experiences. This daughter, I think, you know, she, through the pandemic, was living back with her parents. She was a dancer who had lived in New York for a while and bought this van from a church, and during the pandemic drove around the country with her cat and Brittany, and then went back and was like, this is an unrealistic lifestyle to keep up with. I'm going to put this van on Facebook Marketplace. And so then we're there, and we drive around, and it's 1999 Ford, but 150,000 miles on it. Purring. And just I had it in my gut feeling, you know, this is it. And Jovan said it was safe, and we got a good deal. They really liked us and wanted the car to be mine, you know, and I got it very cheap, and I had to pass inspection, and we were like 3 days before I leave. So, and they weren't going to pass it because the mirror was broken, and I had to order a new mirror on autoparts.com, but it had to go back to New York. It wouldn't make it in time. So the guy was like, I can't pass this. And I looked at him and I said, there is no other option. And he's like, I can't. And I said, there is no other option. I have to get this van back to New York, to get to South by, to do this whole month and a half tour, and I can't wait. And then he looked up at me and said, so what happened when you left the auto shop to your mirror? So I made up a story and drove Brittany from Missouri to New York, and then drove her around the country a few times, and we love it. And I have a parking spot in New York, which is so rare.
That's insane.
And it fits. I remember the last final test was when I was driving into New York, I was like, oh, what if my van doesn't fit in this spot? That would be really awful, because this is big. This is big. And it fits perfectly. It's like you have to tuck the mirrors in, and it's just, you know. That's the story of Brittany.
And where is the van now?
It's in New York in my parking spot.
With the mirrors tucked in, or one out, one
mirrors
in?
Mirrors are tucked in. And last time I was here, I actually rented it out to a van.
To a van?
To a van company? To a van.
Yeah.
And for a tour that they went on, which was nice. You just have to also trust, though, because it's scary, and make sure you have contracts, you know, liability. Because
you went to law school, right?
Yes.
And so you're able to forge up some documents.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm doing music.
As a paralegal.
Yeah.
Right. That's good.
Yeah.
Natural trajectory.
Yeah.
So when will you use that van again? When will it resurface as for you to use?
Well, after this European tour, I will be back in New York for, it's looking like a month or two. And then Brittany will be back out, you know. I think she'll do well. And, you know, we'll see. It's going to be a lot of driving. It's going to be a lot of wear and tear in the middle of the summer and all sorts of places in the U.S. So it will really be the test to see how, you know, how much I can rely.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but that is what road dogs do, no?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's pretty on brand. Pretty on brand.
Tear it up.
Tear it up. TIU. So let me ask you this. If you got to the point that one of your people, your booking manager, your publicist, your costume person, whoever said, hey, you know, we got a tour bus for you. We got a big old tour bus. We'll put your name on the side of it. Would you want that?
Depends on the tour, but I mean, I would like for it to look, I mean, I like RVs a lot. My mom used to take me to RV parks for my birthday growing up.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I just would like for it to have some flair to it. It'd be weird if it was like really nice, but I love Brittany, but I don't know. I guess it's not sustainable for forever, but I hope, you know, if I get a big tour van with my name, I mean, I don't know if I'd want my name on the side of it because then people would know. I don't want people to know I'm there.
Oh, you want to be incognito?
Incognito always. I don't like to be seen. I don't like to perform. I don't like to talk to people.
Yeah. That's very evident. Yes, yeah. Absolutely.
It's who I am. It's obvious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I read the email that your publicist sent. So don't ask a lot of questions.
Yeah. And don't.
And
don't.
They meant it. Yeah.
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 Trust me, I know.
How would you feel about flying, having like your own plane?
No way.
To jump around.
No. Give me a horse. Give me a steel horse. Because I'm a cowboy.
Right.
On a steel horse I ride.
I know we're just joking around here, but you should really write that down. I think that's
Huh?
I think that's a good lyric. I think you should write that down. I think.
Yeah. I don't think it's been used before.
That's my knowledge now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't heard it. So I wanted to get into this with you as well. Going back to the Hush, Stay Quiet, that film. And can people go see it?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
It's okay. I'll link that below for people to go watch it. When did that occur? When did you start working on that?
In my head when I was writing the song, actually, which was in summer of 2020. It was June of 2020. And I remember sitting at my desk and having these visuals through the song of like these sticks and being blindfolded, and I was just having a lot of visual experiences through the song, and then hearing it with recording and how it became very cinematic, I think, in the studio with the production through Nick Kinsey at the Chicken Shack.
Aside from the Hush, Stay Quiet and these tours, is there new music in the works?
There is a lot of new music in the works. I have done a lot of recording this year when I was not touring actively in the spring. I was recording throughout it, and it's been a completely different process than capturing No Roof, No Floor, which was very organic in its own way as well. But I learned a lot through the experience, and I learned a lot through listening back and through having so many players play with me throughout the years and having more trust in myself. I think trusting my songwriting, I think it was just always a thing I did with writing songs since I was a little girl. And people say I got an all right voice and stuff and can do some notes.
I mean, you're in the cans right now. It's good. I know you can't hear yourself, but I hear you.
It's sounding okay.
No, it sounds great. I'm one of those people.
I
started that rumor, you know.
I think I started having more trust in my songwriting and thinking about it more as well, and really being intentional about the production, the sound, capturing the right arrangement and feel as well. Dynamics are huge. And I think with my writing, I'm really trying to craft everything in a way of making sure the story is really there and it translates through the sonics and also through the melodies and through the words, and having those all be tangible for myself and for the players playing with me and the listener. And so I was saying earlier, you know, this year has been like throwing paint at the walls, just being like trusting myself and throwing it out there and seeing what sticks and allowing it to be heard in new voicings with new players, new ideas, and crafting it since then. So there's a lot of recorded material and loose plans, but when it is released, it's going to there will be a lot of music and videos and all kinds of stuff.
With juggling so many of those concepts around, do you find it difficult to get everything aligned, or once something is starting to gain traction, a song, is it easier to find the formation of everything else, where the player's going to be, where you're going to be, how you want to sing it, what the whole feeling of the song is?
It ebbs and flows with tracks. I think some tracks might be more intuitive, and I think with this second body of work as well, I've written a lot more of the leads, and not like I'm learning to solo right now and learning to trust that, just because I've played rhythm guitar and taught myself that. I'm trying to teach myself that, but I hum melodies to the players, and I've done more of that through this for these songs. And I think sometimes the feel can be intuitive, but I think with these songs I have been more direct, of like it's a fine line of trusting the player's intuition and letting them have their musicianships, but also being like, no, I actually hear the crash here, and directing more of that, and trusting myself as a musician and a director and a producer, and knowing that I know what I'm talking about. I think I went to school for music and dropped out and kind of felt shy for a while, and I think through this record, No Roof, No Floor, being released, and to the people who do like it, really have been so sweet to me, and it is really cool for people to believe in me and my songs, and it's given me a lot more confidence in what I'm doing, and that it's not that I'm just being cheap about it or just being like, oh, I would just want to write a song to make a hit. I'm really wanting to put a lot of intuition and thought into it, and making it really matter when it does come out. And I think I've always been kind of an impatient person through the process, and just be like, oh, I just want to, and I'm learning a lot about patience this year, and about what patience can bring to songs and how it can bring so many other lives throughout it. If you're not just like, okay, the song's done, like song's really never done, and it's never felt done, even through performances and through No Roof, No Floor. Even we're playing for the set list this weekend songs that I haven't played even since releasing the record live, and they have completely new life to them.
Do the songs themselves kind of feel baked in a way, or at least some of them into the set list, or is it always feeling,
definitely,
or is there a feeling of newness with some of them, and then some of them are kind of pretty hashed out?
I mean,
in a live sense,
the thing with playing with so many different players and arrangements, and I realized I have a lot of songs. There's a reason I'm writing these set lists and getting ready for the European tour, and getting my whole discography of the new stuff, the record, the EP. It's seeming to be like a lot of songs. So I've been able to rotate them, of which ones we played. And there were constants, but actually, and I was going to say, yeah, there are some constant ones that stay the same, but they sound and feel different to me if they're different players or at a different point in my life, or I'm singing about a different matter in my life. That's what I like about live music, is it's always transforming and transcending and always changing and applies so differently throughout. Yeah, so I think it's always changing, but the hits, they stay they stay the same in ways.
Look, Spotify numbers don't lie.
Yeah, they don't lie.
They do not lie.
People like the hits.
They don't cook the books on that one. Going back to this feeling of confidence, or this new regaining of it, maybe. Do you feel like that is you're only able to feel that way after pursuing this? It just becomes more. It comes on more after you release more stuff and get your voice out there and start playing shows.
Yeah, I think it's something where hearing the response and love and feeling validated through shows and seeing that the shows are growing and the opportunities are growing and more people are recognizing definitely brings a sense of confidence. And I think also just doing it more, playing more songs, playing every day, I think that's just going to, instill more confidence. And with shows, it's like I still get a little nervous every show, or a little, and tour's fun too because you do, but you just do it every day. Kind of like with fear, it's always going to be there, but you have to learn how to work with it. You're always going to have fear. It's always going to be in the room with you, but how do you accept it and let it not make you shake or ruin it? It's, I mean, even Roy Orbison said that fear is the only thing that's going to mess him up, because he would smoke a cigarette and drink a Coca-Cola before singing in Dreams.
As you do.
Sometimes, yeah.
But that's the only way to cover that song.
Yeah.
I've heard, yeah.
And a bag of Lay's chips, because that's how Dolly Parton lubricates her vocal cords.
Do you think she's just eating originals? Or do you think
original Lay's, yeah.
Okay.
And
bad chip.
Vocal professionals swear by it.
But only originals?
Originals, the oils. I love the original.
No,
but
come on.
It's true that, fear is the only thing that's going to mess you up. If I'm in my head at a show, it's not going to be good. But it's the sensation of being excited and also ooh, but once I start playing the songs and once I ground myself before the show, it's okay, I've gone through my stuff. Everyone who's here has their own life. And I'm so grateful that whoever it is giving attention and being here with me and receiving these songs. So let's make it an exchange. And when you think of it that way, it doesn't feel as daunting. But yeah,
that's good. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna double hand this microphone.
I guess I am too.
I'm gonna really get into it. With all this stuff that is combining in your career, with all these different things that you have your hand in, with doing them all frequently, has that had an effect on being able to pursue it not correctly but in a better way? Having booked and songwriting and performing and
directing and writing.
I mean, the list is long. The resume is long.
Oh my goodness, no, not that. It's always just. I mean, I was thinking of just even directing, acknowledging myself as a director, because I actually almost went to school for theater and I was directing my senior year of high school, and then when I realized I directed my music videos, I was like, oh, I'm a director. I'm just an artist. I have ideas, and I think with your question. It has helped, and I think doing it DIY and kind of grassroots, learning how to do it myself has made me very grateful, and building in this very organic way. I looked back on my tour history, and it's I've hit LA 10 times in the last 6 years, and thinking of how that's built, or Nashville, how that's built very organically, and it's made me very grateful, and for the hard work to feel like it's paid off. And it's a very humbling thing, and it makes me understand the business more, and Linda help or try to offer help to other artists who are independent, who are really good musicians and talented, but might not have the resources or experience, yet to be able to have had that experience and have gained resources over the years of artists and venues. It's helped keep me encouraged and to encourage others. And I think it's helped me be able to juggle it all. I feel like that's kind of how I work the best, and is just doing a lot of things all at once always. Which sounds crazy, but when I was in high school, I was doing so much. I was in the mascot and swim team, and French club, 3 choirs, musical, 2 jobs.
And those are all on the resume as well?
Oh, of course, they're on my LinkedIn account.
Right. Okay, cool. So if anybody needs any help with anything.
Yeah, just make sure to get the facts straight.
Yeah, right.
But I think it has certainly helped, and I think it's gonna make it very sustainable. I think with a lot of trends and things like that, or people were just blow up from a TikTok, they could have millions of streams but not have anyone come out to a show. And for me, it's like, I've been building in these cities for years, and I've been able to get support from live shows, and I think that's just amazing to have built a fan base in that way. And it's made it so when the shows get bigger, it's not overwhelming, and it's not going to get to my head, I hope, too much, you know. But yeah, it makes me very grateful.
I don't believe you.
It's all talk.
Yeah, it's all rubbish. Do you think that your views on locations, especially Los Angeles, like we've been discussing throughout this podcast here, if you had moved here initially and not moved to New York, do you feel like your music trajectory or path would be altered?
That would be completely different.
In a good way or a bad way? Just
I don't think I would have been ready for it here. I think that my time in New York has I was able to apply the hustle and DIY into the scene that was thriving there at the time when I had arrived. And I think the band Shadow Year that I had formed with Tyler Wright from TVOD, you know, we booked our first tour together, and it's where I could sustain some of the grit and hardworking tendencies that I had from Kansas City, or that that shaped me. And I would have to certainly work hard if I moved to LA, but I don't think my character would have been ready for it as well. I think I had to go to New York and completely be myself and try a lot of things out. And I think it's a place that there are a lot of freaks there, and there's what could feel like radical acceptance in a lot of ways. And I think I've shaped myself more there, and now coming here to LA, it's kind of like this Midwesterner, East Coast situation, and I think people know that I'm not from here, but I feel like I live here when I'm here.
Well, I mean, I think
do I seem like a California girly?
I think that you do live here because you do reside here at the moment. I think
yeah. And I've been living here. Yeah, I think that it would have been very, very different if I moved here. I wouldn't have been ready for it, but I feel ready for it now.
Okay. That's good. Scout, I do appreciate you coming back on.
I really appreciate you coming over here and doing this. I love this podcast.
I love it too.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Keep doing it.
Yeah, I'm stoked on it.
People need it. People need to know what people are up to and what's behind the music.
The curtain. At the Continental.
Behind the curtain.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, again.
Peeking
behind the rooster.
Curtain. Yeah, behind the rooster. Which didn't.
I never came back, but I wonder if we could hear it. That'd be awesome.
Scout, I'm glad that we could do this in person.
Me too.
On this sunny day in the backyard, kind of in between the back house and the front house.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Living in the middle ground.
Yeah, living in the middle.
But before we end it here, we gotta do some promo. Where can the people find you to stay up to date with everything you're doing, the releases?
Oh,
and the
my
tours?
website, my Instagram, YouTube,
What's the
Spotify.
What's its Instagram is just
Scout Gillett.
No underscore.
No underscore. My website, scoutgillett.com.
I thought it was .gov.
No, it's not .gov.
Not anymore. You switched it?
Yeah, I switched it. Okay. So, yeah, rebranding. So, yeah, it's easy to find me. I have a MailChimp newsletter. I got Substack. You can keep up with me.
Letterbox.
I'm there. I got a letterbox. Sandy Snugs.
I still don't understand what letterbox is, but
you should definitely get on it. It's so fun.
I mean, I know it centers around movies. I like movies, but I don't.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on TikTok, Spotify.
You're everywhere.
I'm everywhere.
Okay.
I'm around. So and please come out to a show. Thank you.
Yeah, good. And that the Hush Stay Quiet will be linked below for everybody to go check out. Scout, thank you. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Grazie.
This is a very visual thing. Okay.